Make bold to say, sir, that nobody can gainsay the fact that you came, you saw, and you transformed our dear state.
The governor-elect, Siminalayi Fubara, and the deputy governor-elect, Professor Ngozi Odu, attended the meeting. Earlier, during a public lecture and book presentation in honor of Governor Wike at the Dr. Obiwali International Conference Center in Port Harcourt, Governor Wike urged Rivers people not to make comparisons between his administration and that of the incoming one in terms of lifestyle and project delivery.
People should also understand no two persons can be the same. No two persons can be the same. Don't compare that the way I relate with you should be the way the incoming administration must relate with you. No. We have different style, but what's important is being able to deliver what will make our people to be happy. Don't rate us the same.
He said the governor-elect never lobbied to be governor.
He's a very good person. He's somebody you can rely on. His yes is yes. That I can tell you. When people were struggling to be governor, he never one day came to me that, sir, I'm interested. He never one day. Only those who don't have the interest of the state were those masquerading themselves running around. Those whom I know that will sell the state the next day. And I thank God, they have all left now.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that the 4 books are Leadership, Governance and Sustenance in Nigeria, Transformational Speeches of Governor Nyesom Wike, Educational and Sustainable Development, and Nyesom Wike Leadership, Strategies in Governance, Faculties and Testimonials. Moving on. The Onelga Security and Peace Committee, OSPAC, says the 29 young men who were paraded for taking illicit drugs in Omok are undergoing rehabilitation in their custody. Recall that OSPAC paraded 29 youths around the Omok community in Ogba Egbema Anthony local government area over drug abuse. In an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, the OSPAC Chief Intelligence Officer Chinedu Amadike said the youths will be made to swear an oath after the rehabilitation process before being allowed to reunite with their families.
After parading them, we will take them back to our office and start rehabilitating them. They will still smoke that inside the Ndele. I've been in Ndele several times. So, but if they stay in OSPAC office, we monitor them, we oath them, they will sign surety, take oath that they will not take these hard drugs again. That is how we want to follow them up. They are under our custody. We have agents for all of them. They are following them up. If they find out that they are taking, we'll catch you and return you back.
USPAC Chief Intelligence Officer also spoke on the effect of the illicit drug on victims who are between the ages of 16 and 50 years.
Some of them are 16, some of them are 40. You have 50 years old man, he has left his family. If you watch these people, you see how dry they are. Not that they're not eating, they're eating, they have money to eat. But this drug, especially this eyes, is killing our youth. This eyes is killing our youth. If I should show you picture of people that are mad now, people that I know before, like early this year, they are not mad. But now they are mad. You will back with what is happening with our youth. We are going to sustain it. The community should call me. If they find out, let them call me, I will come. I will catch them, lock them up, train them until they come back to their senses.
Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Henry Ekine has criticized OSPAC, describing their recent actions as unlawful. Mr. Ekine, who is also the national legal advisor of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, says OSPAC's approach to tackling drug abuse in Omok violates the Anti-Torture Act.
OSPAC arrest any person who did anything, and then they took out any measure of punishment in terms of maybe torture, exposing them to degrading treatment, of shaming, tell people to dance naked in the market square, you want to shame them. It is unlawful. It's a violation of their rights to dignity and of humane treatment. It's against the provision of the Anti-Torture Act, because that act has expanded the provision and definition for torture, not just the brutality in terms of beating, but even exposing someone to that kind of psychological demeaning and treatment is torture.
Mr. Ekine, however, advised the victims to seek redress in court if their rights have been violated.
OSPAC is not any state authority. They don't even have a power to do what they are doing. What OSPAC could do is what any ordinary citizen could do. At best, OSPAC, they are individuals. If you arrest any person committing a crime, hand over the person to the police. That's all. That's where their powers end. They can't prosecute anybody. It's violation of their rights. They should go to court. Do you know that going to court to enforce their right has nothing to do with whether they committed the offenses? They shouldn't even be afraid. Even if they were caught to be stealing, that court will not go into whether the person stole or not. That court is not looking at the criminal allegation. That court is not going to find that person guilty or not. It's not going to try that offense. The process the lawyer will prepare for these persons will be purely a process on the enforcement of fundamental rights. It's not going into the issue of the offense they allegedly have committed.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has not reacted to this. In another development, Rivers State now has a new commissioner of police. It is CP Emeka Onwonyi. It followed a fresh posting and redeployment of senior police officers. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumiyiwa Adejobi said the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, ordered the posting of CP Okon Efyong to head the Department of Finance and Administration ICT, Force Headquarters, Abuja. The statement said the IGP tasked the Commissioners of Police to deploy all assets to ensure sanity, professional standards, and discipline in their new places of assignment. Away from that, the elders, youths, and opinion leaders of Rumo Okparankwa community in Elikpokodo town of Rukpoku clan in Obiakpo local government area said the imposition of one Mr. Ebere Okpara as chief of Rumo Okparankwa by the Inyewali of Rukpoku clan, Dr. Collins Ogu, is an abuse of the customs and traditions of their people. The Ojowo of Rumo Okparankwa community, Prince Sonny Okpara, in an address said the Rumo Okparankwa choice for chieftaincy is Chituru Okpara.
As Operankwa Ojoho, one of the Ojoho, Nrupoko. I was surprised. Our Royal Highness, Eze, Dr. Collins Ogu, background one Mr. Ebere Opara as Operankwa chief. Because we did not nominate Ebere Opara. Ebere Opara can never be Operankwa chief, and it's not our chief. We have already decided and nominate Chief Chitro Opara, and we have already summoned this matter before Royal Majesty of Opara Kingdom, and they have already informed the Rupoko clan that they should not nominate anybody called Ebere Opara because he's not our nominee. I thought I'm here as a Ojoho of Operankwa community in Rupoko. Somebody cannot anywhere and bring truth to us.
On his part, the CDC chairman of Rumo Okparankwa community, Comrade Stephen Okpara, called on the public to disregard the handpicking of a chief for Rumo Okparankwa by Inyewali Rukboku.
Ebere is not in Oparankwa's meeting. Ebere is not with us. Ebere is not doing what Oparankwa is doing. It was a shock to me as a CDC chairman. So I'm calling on the public to disregard whatever thing they have done. Ebere is not Oparankwa chief. The only chief we have in Oparankwa community is Chief Chitoro Opara. And I'm calling on Rivers State government to intervene in what is happening in Rupoku, in Oparankwa community in Elbokodo. We are peace-loving people. And I'm also calling on Ezo Hapana and his council of chiefs and elders to intervene in this matter.
Representatives of the Opum John and Rumeme families in the Rumo Okparankwa community also spoke.
Opum and John family, Oparankwa as a whole choose Chief Chetro Opara as our family chief. There have been an injunction to this matter by Apara itself, and they have served Niweli of Rokboko clan. So it's like a disregard. But we want what is due to any person that disobey Apara as a kingdom be done to any person that did son of a thing, because it's a letdown.
We, Rumeme in Rumo Okparankwa community, we are condemning the act, handpicking and nominating someone whom the family have not nominated as chief of Okparankwa. We stand firm and condemn the act. The person that we have nominated as chief of Rumo Okparankwa is Chief Chitro Opara.
Still ahead, joint health workers begin indefinite strike. Stay tuned.
Entire families of Oro Noa in Rumo Ewara, Oro
Tinubu has pledged to address the security and power crisis among other challenges confronting the country. Mr. Tinubu, who was handed the transition report by President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, promised not to disappoint Nigerians. He spoke shortly after he was conferred with the country's highest national honor of Grand Commander of Federal Republic, alongside Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima, who was honored with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger by President Buhari. Conferring the honor, President Buhari described the president-elect as the best candidate in the last election.
As we inaugurate a new administration that will lead Nigeria towards greater progress and prosperity, I extend my warmest congratulations to the President-elect and his well-deserved victory at the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. The Nigerian people have recognized your leadership qualities, political acumen, and passion to serve our great nation, and have entrusted you with the burden of governing our beloved country. I have no doubt that Nigeria will continue to thrive and achieve new heights under your leadership.
In the meantime, the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, is recording a high number of passengers as dignitaries and guests arrive for the inauguration of the president-elect on Monday. Top hotels in Abuja are also experiencing an influx of guests, with many of them fully booked ahead of the ceremony. At least 46 musicians, including Buju, Waje, Brimo, Fireboy, Casey, Ashake, Timaya, Pasuma, Naira Marley, Tony Tetwila, and Shea Vibes, among many others in the music industry, thrilled fans with performances at the Renewed Hope concert in honor of the President-elect Bola Tinubu and his vice Kashim Shettima at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. The leaders of the youth wing of the APC announced a show to celebrate young people for their contribution to the party's victory during the general elections. We go on a short commercial now. The news continues afterwards. Stay tuned.
Happy birthday to you.
Institutions started an indefinite strike early this morning. It followed a notice by the JOHESU. The union's national vice chairman Obinna Ogbonna told journalists on Thursday in Abuja that the decision was a result of the federal government's failure to meet its demands. He said all the health workers will withdraw their services because the federal government has repeatedly failed to meet agreements with the union. Their demands, according to Dr. Ogbonna, include the immediate approval and implementation of the Technical Committee report on CONHES adjustment by the federal government, speedy implementation of the increase in retirement age from 60 to 65 years, and 70 years for consultants in the health profession, among others. The strike comes a day after Johesu met with the National Assembly on the matter.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
A man has been arrested after 4 people were killed in a rare shooting and stabbing attack in Japan. The alleged assailant stabbed a woman and shot 2 policemen with a hunting rifle in Nagano Prefecture. A 4th death was later confirmed. Police have named the suspect as Masanori Aokoi. The 31-year-old is the son of a local politician.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, you heard Governor Wike has dissolved his cabinet. The 29 youths paraded over drug abuse in Omok are still in OSPAC custody. River State now has a new commissioner of police. Joint health workers have started an indefinite strike. On the foreign scene, a rare gun and knife attack in Japan has left 4 people dead. The news was edited by Choma Ezewafo. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.